What's up, guys? Welcome back to Campfire Convos. I believe this is episode 3. So, feels good to keep these going. Um, Honestly, it's just giving me an excuse to ramble because it's one of my favorite things to do, and I don't have a lot of people that I talk to on a regular basis. So, um, here we are. Today I just been feeling I had a good day. I woke up, I went and untethered, and it had been a while since I really got into a deep meditative state like the one I was in today. Like, I was able to just disappear from everything and everyone, and it was an amazing feeling. Um, Sitting at the park and untethering, just kind of thinking about being a free spirit, and how I want to leave this country for a while, and just kind of, there's two things I want to do. Like, first of all, I do want to leave the country just to go live somewhere, preferably Italy, for like 6 months to a year. you know it's so beautiful to me, the old world feel, the cobblestone streets, the green, um, vast green spaces, and being near the water. Every time I see pictures of Italy, it just looks like home to me. It gives me, like, my heart is in Italy. You feel me? So I want to go to Italy just because, like, for my own personal reasons, but also my goal is to travel the world, and I have a project in mind that I want to do where I travel the world and I experience different cultures, especially like the music of the culture, but everything, like the music, the food, everything. And I do a short film about it, my experience there, either a short film on the country or a short film inspired by the country or whatever it is. And of course, compose music that tries to encapsulate the emotions that I have while I'm in said country. And so one of my goals is to do that for as many countries as possible, and to create an album of songs that are all composed about different countries that I've visited, and a short film for each song. And so that would be a massive undertaking, but that would also be part of my contribution to society and the world as a whole. Is From an art perspective, that's one of the projects that I feel like would be something that I want people to remember me by. And I have a lot of ideas that's kind of been swirling in my head about that for years now. So if I can find a grant or something that'll allow me to do that, I will be a happy person. But yeah, so I've been deep diving. Not even deep diving, I've just been kind of surfing the web today, looking at pictures of Italy and different villas, all around. Just, it gives me such good feels. And so I just came back from the library, and of course I picked up a couple books about some mystery novels about Italy, or that are based in Italy. And so I'm hoping that that'll help scratch the itch a little bit. But yeah, got a few books here, and I'm excited to read those. It's been a while since I had enough time to read. I actually been thinking about jumping back into classes in the spring because I have a thirst for knowledge. You know what I mean? Like, I'm one of those people that has like an insatiable thirst to learn. And there's a word for it. I can't remember what it is right now, but like, when people are really attracted to intelligence. I think it's sapiosexual. That's me. Like I do not like small talk. Um, and so that is something that I try to avoid at all costs. But if you give me a good, meaningful conversation, something that I can deep dive into with, multiple topics and, with a lot of range and depth to it, something I can really sink my teeth into, then I'm all for it. I love good conversation, and especially a conversation that challenges me, that makes me think, that pushes me to get outside of my box and see things from a different perspective, or to think of things I've never thought of. And I guess I'm a very niche person, I guess, when it comes to like topics that I'm interested in. Like, I don't like a lot of mainstream stuff. I don't watch a lot of TV. I couldn't tell you who's who like half the time with celebrities, and even though I'm in Hollywood, I don't know who people are, just because I don't follow a lot of things. I don't, and so a lot of the pop culture is lost on me. But a lot of niche things, like, first of all, I'm really heavy into nature. And so if I do watch TV, it's normally like a nature documentary or docu-series about our planet or animals, or, you know what I mean? Maybe interstellar travel or ancient Mayan history or something. Like, I'm that guy. I love anthropology. I love archaeology. And yeah, um, I love studying people. I love, as you can tell from the book Becoming Human, I love just the idea that humans have an unlimited amount of potential that we still have yet to realize. And sometimes when you look back over ancient cultures, you see glimpses of it, you know what I mean? And some of the monuments and things that have been created around this planet that still are mystifying and still kind of defy, like, comprehension of, like, how did they build this? How did they put this together? Especially using, like, the pre-modern tools, or whatever they had in their arsenal. And I love when scientists are kind of duped, but I also love when scientists kind of figure things out and uncover certain things that help us get a glimpse into the lifestyles that they had back then. Like, so I was watching this one like a week or two ago, and I hope they come up with a season 2, because season 1 was really good. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it had something to do with ancient humans, and they were deep diving into some monoliths and other, like, statues around the world, and places in Brazil and the Amazon rainforest that were so similar in nature. Like, on different continents, there's art that resembles the mind of, like, one civilization that may be spread to a bunch of different continents. Anyway, like, they were drawing a lot of similarities between different structures and monuments that are being built. And it's kind of just striking to think how in depth these ancient cultures were with their understanding of, like, the cosmos and the heavens, and, the earth's rotation and the sun and the stars and the alignment thereof. And they built certain monuments that were essentially calendars that could, with pinpoint accuracy, mark where the sun was going to be in the sky, in 1,000 years, or 10,000 years. And so that's kind of some of the concepts that I think about when, I might even write a Becoming Human book part 2, because it's like there's so much you can get into with regard to humans, and just how like I see human beings doing things even today, like on Instagram and other places, that are just like, wow, that that makes me proud to be a human. Like I can't believe people can jump that high, or they can climb that high, or they can deep dive underwater and hold their breath for an hour, or you know what I mean? Like when they're climbing these tall mountains and buildings, like free climbing with no ropes, and it's just there's some magnificent human beings all over the place, and all the creative people and things that people are making that you would never even, like, how do you come up with that? I saw a guy, I think he was in Tokyo, who was creating a it wasn't a harp, but it was something like a harp. I can't remember the name of that instrument, but I mean, he took 9 months to create one instrument by hand, and just he filmed the whole process, and just the dedication to come out every day and cut down the tree, you know what I mean, chop the wood, and carve it, and stain it and paint it, and like just everything. Like, I'm very impressed by humanity, and I know there's a lot of dumb people out there. I know there's a lot of people that cling to hate and divisiveness, but I do still believe in the inherent goodness of mankind, and I know there's a word for that I can't remember from college, of an ancient, like, maybe not ancient, but an old school philosopher who talked about that, um, the goodness of humanity, and whether it's an inherent goodness or not. And believe what you want, but I believe that um, we're on a we're shifting. The energy is shifting. I can feel the energy shifting back towards truth and love. There's another generation coming up after us, and um, me being a millennial, I feel like we've been a big part of kind of breaking the cycles that our parents um, and their parents kind of like try to perpetuate, in the way we parent, in the way we see the world, in the way we embrace people and their differences, you know what I mean, in the way that we um, just really try to allow everybody the space to be their most authentic self and have freedom of expression and not look down on anybody, or I think that it's just more accepting, and I feel like the generation under us is even more so, and I love that trend. So I hope we continue that, and I hope to play a part, in whatever small capacity I have to um, spread love around the world, and keep encouraging people to do the same. So wherever you are today, when you hear this, this is a message to you. I love you. I am proud of the person that you are and the person that you are becoming. If you're on your self-love journey, then you're doing yourself a great service. And just keep up the good work. Keep trusting the process, keep pushing, and keep being your most authentic self, regardless of the opinions of others or what the feelings of others. You have to be true to yourself. You got to be true to you. You got to be true to what you feel. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you got to protect your peace. The world needs you. They need your output. They need your art. They need your music. They need your voice. They need your mind. They need your energy. You know what I mean? They need your conversation, your bright light. Never let anyone dim your light. And so when you go out into the world, whoever you are in your most authentic state, there's people that need that. And so, yeah, never let anyone dim your light. Everyone has a light, everyone has a gift, everyone has skills, whether they believe it or not, you know what I mean? And so we don't all need to be doing the same thing, and it makes no sense for anyone to be jealous or envious of someone else and what they're doing, because what you have is just as important. It's just as meaningful. I was thinking about today, everything is meaningful. You know what I mean? Everything in life, um, nothing is by accident. Everything has a meaning. Everything has a purpose. And it's like, I just feel like we have a destiny. You know, I don't want to start like spark a conversation between like free will and whether that's a thing or not. But I get the sense that when you are in alignment with your highest, most authentic self, there's a path that's already there. All you got to do is keep walking, and you're already gonna walk into the things that you need. The doors are already open. The opportunities are already there. The people that you need to meet are already on your path. All you got to do is keep walking. It's just like, I just encourage everyone to really put good karma out into the world every day. Try your hardest and your best to do everything you do from your heart and with good intention, and again with authenticity. As long as you're not hurting nobody, listen. So if you don't get nothing else out of this podcast or chat or whatever this is, as long as you are not hurting anybody, do whatever you feel. That is one of the biggest pieces of advice that I can give to anybody. You know what I mean? Listen to your body, listen to your heart, listen to your passion, listen to your mind. Like, whatever is in you that you feel like you need to go do, as long as you're not hurting anybody, do it. It could be from something simple as, like today when I was at the park and I was working on my movement, and I'm just kind of moving all around, spinning, twirling, and gyrating, dancing, whatever, you know what I mean? Letting my body free flow. And there's people at the park, you know what I mean? Just kind of like, in your mind, you're thinking they probably are wondering if I'm crazy or not, because I'm just like over here in my own world. But you know what? You got to be in your own world. Like, everybody's got their own world they live in. You got a whole universe there. You've got a bubble that you can live in. And in your bubble, that's your space to be yourself and to do whatever you want. Your life is not dictated to you by anybody. And if it is, the only power people have over you is the power that you allow them to have. But you are the ultimate, you have the ultimate say about what happens in your life. And so, again, as long as you're not hurting anybody, go do it. Whatever is in your heart to do, do it. Because that's where true happiness is at. And you will find yourself so full of life and having a peace that follows you everywhere you go. Having a joy that allows you to transcend the chaos. And so this is what I found. I'm not telling you something that I don't know. I'm not telling you something that I didn't learn from experience. I'm telling you what I have found to be true. The more you lean into your authenticity and being who you are at all times, no matter who's in the room, or no matter if people are looking at you with disdain or judgment or giving you the side eye, or whether it's someone that you even respect and love and admire that you're afraid is going to look at you differently, or it could be a perfect stranger that you just, you know what I mean? Like, we're so obsessed with this need to look sane in the eyes of people. It's like we're afraid of anyone calling us crazy. we're so afraid of that. It's like, you know, I don't want to look like a crazy person. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, why are we so obsessed with trying to appear sane in other people's eyes? Like, if what you are feeling like you want to do like makes you look insane, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, it's really jealousy at the end of the day when people see someone living their most authentic truth and being themselves, and then they try to shoot them down. You know what I mean? Like, when you see somebody that's full of life and they're almost like just seeming like they're just marching to the beat of their own drum, and they're in their own world and their own, you know, I sit back and I see those people, and I'm proud. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, do your thing. You know what I mean? Like, express yourself. You know what I mean? However it comes to you. I love the fact that as humans, we have the ability to express ourselves and our individuality. You know, the things that make us different. You know, that's special. If you got something about you, there's something about each one of us that's different, even if you're a twin. You know what I mean? Your twin could be an identical twin, but y'all are different. Your fingerprints are different. You know what I mean? Think about that. The fingerprint. It. What is the purpose of a fingerprint, right? Like, from a biological, like, historically human perspective or point of view. What do you think a fingerprint? Why does everyone's fingerprint need to be different? You know what I mean? Does it serve a purpose besides like when the police pick you up, or when a detective is trying to solve a crime? You know what I mean? Like, that's that's modern history we're talking about, but like from an ancient perspective, as long as humans have been on this planet, you know, why would we need to have different fingerprints? I mean, I don't know the answer to that question. Maybe it's rhetorical, but I think the point is that um, individuality is baked in. You know what I mean? There's each person. Did you know that every human being has their own voice? Maybe this is common knowledge, but I read this not too long ago, and I had to stop and think about it, and it's kind of cool. Not There's billions of people. What is it now? 7, 8 billion people in the world. It's been a while since I looked at the census, but you get the idea. Out of all the billions of people in the world, no two people have the same voice, and I just think that's really cool. You know what I mean? There's something unique about a voice. Like, how can you have billions and billions of people and not have the same voice? You know what I mean? Not have the same fingerprints. And you're not going to see things from the same perspective. Like, even if someone is standing right next to you and you all are both looking at the same object, their perspective is different from yours. You know what I mean? Even if they're just a foot away or 2 feet away. And honestly speaking, these are the things I think about during my just during the day. Like, so maybe I'm a weirdo, but like, if you look at an object, right, and you close one eye, close your left eye and look at it. Now close your right eye and look at the same object. You don't move your head or your body. Just alternate between opening one eye and then closing it and opening the other and looking at that same object. It's amazing how different the perspective is just between your left eye and your right eye, which is only a few inches apart. To me, that's something. I don't know. That's a big thing to me. If only a few inches changes the perspective of something by that much, just think about a whole different worldview, a whole different set of experiences, a whole different childhood, a whole different upbringing, a whole different culture, you know what I mean? A whole different religion, or, you know, whatever the case may be that each person has. So, I said all that to say, you're beautiful in your own right. The things that make you different are the things that make you special. the things that make you beautiful. You know what I mean? Your mind is different. Your thoughts are different. Your body's different. The way you see the world is different. You know what I mean? And you are unique. And that deserves to be celebrated. If no one else, you gotta celebrate it. You know what I mean? And you celebrate your own uniqueness by leaning into it, by being confident with who you are, with who God made you, and, by embracing your authenticity and your individuality. And so never be ashamed or afraid to be yourself. You know what I mean? Never be afraid, no matter who it is. I don't care if it's the president of the United States. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a person. They're a person just like you. No one, no matter what status or what title they've been given, no matter how much money they have or how many TV screens they've been on, no one in this world has ascended to to transcend humanness. We're all still human, and the thing about it, even as I've been in Hollywood, I've kind of learned this a little bit more. Every expert was a novice at one point. You feel me? Like, and even if they are an expert in their field, that doesn't make them an expert at everything. So even the world's leading experts in whatever topic they're a leading expert in, they're experts in that topic, but they're a novice in other topics, and so no one can never look down on anyone, because they don't know as much as you do for that one topic. And so if you're in a room with people and they're all experts in their field, well, guess what? You're an expert at something. You're an expert at being you. They don't know what you know. They haven't seen everything that you've seen. There's things that have happened in your life that no one knows about but you. And so you are an expert as well, and you deserve to stand shoulder to shoulder with anyone, no matter who they are, as a human, and get the same amount of respect. Your thoughts are just as valid. Your feelings are just as valid. And so this is how I go through life. This is how I walk into a room, any room I'm in, with confidence. It's because it's not that I don't respect people, for whatever accolades they've achieved. It's that I also respect me, and I don't respect anyone's opinion more than I respect my own. Especially if it has something to do with me. It's like, I don't know. I'm confident because I realize that at the end of the day, again, every expert was a novice at some point, and whatever they did to achieve their level of expertise, it's not something that you don't also have the access to do. If they went to school for 8 years or 12 years or whatever to get whatever they got, you could also do that same thing if you wanted to. I could go to school for 12 years and I could also get the same knowledge and, the same accolades. And so, anyway, the knowledge is out there, it's free. And, I'm just, again, these Campfire Convos is really just an excuse for me to ramble. And when I'm not talking out loud, these are the kind of conversations that I have with myself in my own head. And so it's good to be able to get them out as I sit around the fire looking at everyone's beautiful faces. I'm happy to see all of you here. And I'm glad that you guys come back again and again for the next one. And I can't wait to do this in person, well, hopefully we won't just sit around and ramble, but maybe we will. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Just telling stories and talking about life, and it's a very human experience to sit around and talk about thoughts and ideas and opinions and concepts, and what do we think about the world? What do we think about history? What do we think about science? What do we think about, space and the final frontier? But yeah, about what it means to be human. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to that when we get to it. But as for now, I guess I'm just gonna call this one good for today. Um, I gotta get into these books that I got. I'm really excited. One of them is an atlas of the world, and one of them is a complete human body. These are some big, thick books that I got from the library. They're like they look like those big encyclopedias. They've got the one about the Earth. Just has every continent, every country, and everything about it. The plants, the animals, you know what I mean? The people, the cultures, the languages spoken, you know what I mean? How many people live there, all the history. And so these are things that I love to read. The one with the complete human body is just what it sounds like, inside and out, everything about the human body. And I grew up when I was a kid. Sorry to I go off on tangents, but my mom she was in college, and I was the oldest of 6 kids. She was a single parent, and so um, one of my duties out of many, I feel like hundreds, was because she was so stressed out as a single parent with 6 kids. A lot of times, she would she would be too stressed out to study, and so she would sit in the tub, and I would sit outside the door, and we'd have the door cracked, and I would read her materials. So she was studying human anatomy and physiology, and from the time I was like 7, you know what I mean, 6, 7, 8, I would read her anatomy books while she sat in the tub and close her eyes and try to relax. And so that's how she got her reading done, her chapters done, was through me. So there'd be a lot of big words, I'd have to sound them out, or she would ask me to spell it and then tell me what it means. And those were fun times. But anyway, to this day, I still love to go to the library and check out these big encyclopedia type books, and read through them. It's kind of weird. I'm a little bit of a nerd, I guess, but I own that. And so yeah, this is exciting to me to have this book in hand. So I'm gonna go flip through these and call it a night. Once again, love you all. Good to see everyone. And yeah, until next time, we'll catch you on the next Campfire Convos, from my heart to your ears. Thank you for listening. All right. Peace and love.